चलते हैं अपने दूसरे स्टूडियो जहां पर हमारे सहयोगी नेहा और प्रदीप के साथ कुछ खास मेहमान मौजूद हैं।
शुक्रिया संजय। उच्च और तकनीकी शिक्षा के क्षेत्र में निम्स आज किसी परिचय का मोहताज नहीं है। निम्स ने आज एक और कदम बढ़ाया है। तमाम गेस्ट हमारे साथ मौजूद हैं। हमारे चेयरमैन हमारे साथ मौजूद हैं। प्रोफेसर ड्रैगन मरुसिक हैं जो कि रेक्टर हैं यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ प्राइमोस्का के। डॉक्टर S तोमर भी हमारे साथ मौजूद हैं जो चेयरमैन और चांसलर हैं निम्स यूनिवर्सिटी जयपुर के। प्रोफेसर जैकुलिन हैं जो कि वाइस रेक्टर हैं इंटरनेशनल कोऑपरेशन प्राइमोस्का यूनिवर्सिटी की। और मिस्टर क्रीगर कॉस भी हमारे साथ मौजूद हैं जो कि निम्स ग्लोबल एजुकेशन से जुड़े हुए हैं। सबसे पहले हम अपने से जानना चाहेंगे कि MOU किस क्षेत्र में साइन हुआ है और इसका क्या कुछ महत्व है, जिस तरीके से आपने एक और कदम बढ़ाया है इसको लेकर।
Neha, the last month I visited the Slovenia country. It's a very beautiful country and I visited first. So I impressed with the country and the people of Slovenia. They're very good people, very cooperative people and very lovely people. Now, I had a meeting with the many universities there. There are 3 universities. I visited all the 3 universities. And then here the people are from the University of the Slovenia, of the Slovenia, and mainly the University of the Primorska. And with us is the Professor Dragan Marusic. He is a reactor of the University of the Primorska at Slovenia. He is a renowned scientist and he is a good mathematic person. And with us also the Professor Tadija Zere Jakulin. She is a vice reactor and she is in charge of the international cooperation of the University of Primorska, Slovenia. And Mr. Gregor Kos, he is a renowned person, a social activist, and he was a Secretary General in the last. And now he is very influenced with the Indian culture, Indian yoga, and he is promoting the Indian culture, Indian yoga, and many more things in the Indian traditions in the Slovenia and also in the adjoining country of the Eastern Europe. So this was the brief introduction of these my 3 gentry people here. And so they have come here to Jaipur, and university has signed the certain MOUs with the University of the Primorska, Slovenia, and also the University of the Ljubljana. This was the main aim. And the basic idea of signing this MOU is that we will have the student exchange program, faculty exchange program, and the administration exchange program, then joint research program, and the sooner we will be having a joint curriculum, then we can have our joint degree program. So this will be the culture, education, will be from India to the Slovenia, from Slovenia to the India, and this will help us both Slovenia and India as a both. So this is the main aim of signing of the MOU. Apart from the University of the Ljubljana, we have signed in many branches of the University of the Ljubljana with the University of the NIMS. Basically, with the Primorska, we have agreed with the establishing a chair and the department of the Ayush. That means the Indian medicine will be established in the University of the Primorska, and NIMS University will play a very definite, very important role in that. And I think it's very important. We must be very thankful to the Professor Dragan Marisuk, Tadija Jere Jakulin, and the Gregor Kos that they have invited the Indian medicine in the University of the Primorska and indirectly in the Slovenia. So this is good for the education and good for the Indian tradition.
Mr. Marusik, I just want to ask you very firstly that this is your, I just came to know from Mr. Chairman that this is your first visit to India, and obviously this is for your first visit to NIMS campus also. What is your experience? Basically, what is your purpose for visit?
I'm simply overwhelmed with emotions. It is my first visit to India and of course also by definition to NIMS. The main purpose was to establish collaboration with Indian institutions of higher education, universities in particular, and I'm really happy that the first university with which we are going to collaborate is NIMS University. We believe that university education, science and arts are the best means to overcome differences between different nations, cultures, languages, because after all we are one people living in one planet.
Basically, Dr. Masik, we heard very less about the collaboration between India and Slovenia, and not many in field, because you have started with NIMS University in the field of education, higher education and medical. When you came to India and when you see the other universities, you must have read about other universities. What did you special find about the NIMS campus, NIMS University?
Well, first of all, I think that there should be more collaboration, and I hope that we are opening the doors through which this sort of collaboration will continue and will flourish into other sciences and other departments as well. I was particularly impressed by these high-tech facilities at NIMS University. I believe that we will find a lot of points of interaction in the future.
Okay. Ms. Jacqueline, I just want to know this collaboration between NIMS and your university. Basically, as sir said, the main things were student and faculty exchange program, joint research program. How would you find that it will? How will it? I mean, it will impact the next generation, obviously. But can you elaborate the impact of in the Slovenia and impact of this MOU on Indian education system or medical education system or higher education system, especially?
With very few words, where West meets East or where East meets West, which means that even though it goes about science, research, transfer of knowledge and everything, we will also be learning from each other. You know, in Slovenia we are very aware that India has a very, very deep roots in Vedanta, more than 5,000 years ago. Yeah. And the approach to the world is completely different. In Slovenia we have more Western approach, not too westernized. Anyhow, we can really learn much from the East, as well as I think that your students and teachers can gain knowledge also in Slovenia. So I would say that together we can be a bridge for not only analytical knowledge or separated knowledge, but for the holistic.
Basically, my point was that Indian government emphasize on research program. As the world knows that Indians are very good on research program. So that's why I asked that is this going to help Slovenia more than India, or is it going to help India more than Slovenia?
Both of them. We cannot tell or predict or anticipate to whom it will help more, but I do think that holistic approach to whatever matter is always the optimal approach. Okay. Whenever we see only things, either research is from one point of view, either from technological, without thinking of economy, social dimensions, mental dimensions, whatever, then we are always in lack. And if we say that Western part of the world thinks more about economy than about social well-being of people, then we make a mistake. Okay. So we have to have in balance all of this. And I think that our scholars and our teachers, academicians, students, together, they can learn from each other and they can teach each other both ways.
Mr. Kos, basically the the MOU is focusing and the chair is established for the Indian medicine in the University of Primorska or other universities that chairman had said. Do you find that Indian medicine are getting more ground in the Western countries, like, because you are attached to both in India and Slovenia? You can answer this question very well.
Yes, basically it is exactly what your respected Prime Minister was talking yesterday at world's greatest Congress on Ayurveda, where he was explaining very effectively the needs of India to again revive its tradition. It's exactly what also we need in Europe, because sometimes I get the impression that people believe that Europe is all perfect, that everything is okay, that there are no problems over there, but it's on the contrary. I do believe there is a big crisis, but not the crisis of capital. On the contrary, I do believe we have the crisis of values, and this is exactly that with the collaboration like this on an educational field, we can gap this bridge and to again bring the moral values and the traditional systems back also to the Western way of living, because the way we live our lives, it shows exactly that we don't live properly.
Yeah.
Even though the mortality age is now getting longer and longer, but this doesn't prove anything. Still, too much money in public health is spent just for the medicaments.
Okay.
And I sincerely believe that as soon as possible to open also the Europe for the Ayurveda and other traditional systems will help us all.
Mr. Marsik, do you think that your country will welcome this Ayurveda and yoga system to your society basically? Is there any takers for this?
Well, I know that it will openly accept it, because being open is especially important to such a small country as Slovenia is. It has to be in constant interaction with not only its neighbors but with other cultures from other continents as well.
Okay. And Dr. Tomar, kal, as he said, Mr. Prime Minister was addressing the Congress, and he particularly said that जो इलाज की हिंदी जो डॉक्टर्स इसको भी प्रैक्टिस कर रहे हैं, वो डॉक्टर्स ही इसको प्रोफेशन बनाने को ज़्यादा प्रोत्साहित नहीं करते, खासकर आयुर्वेदा को. Do you agree with the Prime Minister's point of view?
Yes, he was correct to saying because some of the people who are expert in Ayurveda, somehow they do not really practice the Ayurveda. They have a mixture of the Ayurveda and allopathic.
Okay.
So the message of the Prime Minister was that is a very good medicine, ancient medicine, and medicine, I could say, the science of medicine without less reaction. So I think the messages are very correct, and this was an incentive, this was a target to the people of Ayurvedic doctor. Then they are educated, post-graduate in the Ayurveda medicine, and they must only practice the Ayurvedic medicine. They should not mix with the allopathy medicine.
Okay.
I think this message is very correct, and as I came to know from the definite sources, that our government of India, especially under the leadership of the Prime Minister, they want to establish this Indian medicine Ayurveda in the practically all part of the world, slowly and slowly. And I think this Congress was one of the main source to inviting people from all over the world. And these three dignitaries, they were the part of this World Congress, and they appreciated this Congress. And so the one chair has been established with the help of NIMS University in the University of Primorska, and that will be especially for the Ayush, Ayurveda and other Indian style of medicines there. And certainly, as they told, that the Slovenia is you can say a culture between the a type of Asian mixture of Asian and European culture. Understand? So they will accept very easily, and their behavior, their approach and their culture I have seen personally is very, very, very cooperative, and I think that we are the first country. So we have started our listening program, and sooner or later myself and my government, Indian government, and our respected Prime Minister Modi Sahab will also, with the help of our embassies, they will establish these different chairs, different stimulation over the Indian medicine system in the worldwide.
Ms. Jacqueline,
I want to know all of you that what is your experience about NIMS University? All of you. First,
exactly.
Are you going to do it?
Okay. From the very beginning, when we started to talk to Professor Tomar, I was thinking of the great philanthropy, of the great philanthropist. I'm almost sure that I can say it's one of the greatest. I met some of them in the world, but one of the greatest also for India, and that Western culture, especially those countries in form of former socialism regime, we should learn from this. The NIMS University covers all areas of studies that also University of Primorska of Slovenia covers. So there are many possibilities for exchange, as we have already mentioned, students and teachers, and also what I mentioned before, that we can learn from each other, what we can learn, not only Slovenia, but all countries around, is philanthropy, that whenever you have a good living, you must not strive only to have a good living just for yourself, but to give something in return to the community. And this is philanthropy. And the countries of former socialism regime, they didn't come to this point, they haven't come to this point yet. So I strongly believe that this is something that we could really adopt, not just to rolling around our own problem, which is actually not the problem, the political, but to think out of the box. What we can do with something that we have more and the others don't. And those we can enrich ourselves and the people around. So this is my impression of NIMS University and of the family Tomar. And I will be very glad to present the idea together with CD and with the fil rouge, or the mainstream thought, to our university.
Mr. Dragan Malosi, what's your experience?
First of all, I was amazed by the very technologically very well equipped university. I really like the fact that you have everything in one place, that you have a campus type university, that you have taken good care of the students, and I've seen my impression of the students was just a first impression, very ambitious and eager to know, to excel, and the staff and all the professors that I got in touch with were very friendly. Just in short, I was really touched, and this is my first time in India, and I'm sure that I will be back again.
This is your first time, that Dr. Marsik. How do you find the Indian education system? Do you find that it's on world level, or do you find that it is little bit, lesser than the world standard needs to be?
It is. You have to understand, it is hard for me to evaluate
because
that just on the
I
very
asked
first
this question
basis.
because you are the.
But looking at just what I saw around me, my feeling is that everything is going well, and that sooner or later you will be on the top of the world.
Because it's a country of 1.25
but
billion people.
it is hard for me to first of all evaluate, to judge, because I come from a small country, different tradition and different also different way of life, but also different problems. We are a small nation surrounded by other nations, and we have to collaborate, communicate. Whereas you are, after all, there's 1 billion people living here, and things are different and non-comparable. But when it comes to, as I said before, when it comes to science, arts, and university education, we are all one people, and we should share the same set of values.
Dr. Tomar, you said that student-faculty exchange program and joint research program, these are the main 2 points of your MAU. Can you tell our viewers that when are you going to start this program? This session or next session?
अब मैं अपना हिंदी में बताना चाहूँगा अपनी स्टूडेंट्स के लिए, भारत के स्टूडेंट्स के लिए, यूनिवर्सिटी के स्टूडेंट्स के लिए, अपने प्रांत के स्टूडेंट्स के लिए, कि ये जो हमारे जॉइंट वेंचर हुआ है, इसमें हमारे स्टूडेंट्स यहाँ से जाएंगे, उन यूनिवर्सिटियों में जाएंगे, वहाँ के साथ रहेंगे, स्टूडेंट के साथ पढ़ेंगे, उनका एक एक्सपीरियंस लेंगे, वहाँ के टीचर से बात करेंगे, उनका एक्सपीरियंस लेंगे, उनके वातावरण का एक्सपीरियंस लेंगे, लिविंग स्टाइल का एक्सपीरियंस लेंगे। उसी तरीके से हमारी फैकल्टी जो है यहाँ से वहाँ जाएगी, उनसे इंटरेक्ट करेगी उनकी फैकल्टी से, और बहुत ज़्यादा नॉलेज का एक्सचेंज होगा। और वहाँ के टीचर स्टूडेंट्स यहाँ पर आएंगे तो उनसे हमारे स्टूडेंट्स इंटरेक्ट करेंगे। इस तरह से हमारे दोनों कल्चर्स का, एजुकेशन का एक एक्सचेंज होगा। और दूसरा, हम लोगों ने जो कि इसके अलावा एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन में भी हमने एक्सचेंज स्टैब्लिश किया है, प्लस ज्वाइंट रिसर्च प्रोग्राम रखे जाएंगे जिसमें रिसर्च स्कॉलर्स फ्रॉम इंडिया एंड स्लोवानिया विल हैव द ज्वाइंट वेंचर इन रिसर्च स्कीम, जो कि बहुत अच्छी बात रहेगी। और लिटिल और सूनर धीरे धीरे करिकुलम मिला करके हम लोग डबल डिग्री देने का प्रोग्राम भी बाद में रखेंगे। तो ये दोनों देशों के लिए, और ख़ासतौर से इन पर्टिकुलर कहा जाए तो निम्स यूनिवर्सिटी के लिए, यूनिवर्सिटी प्रिमोस्का के लिए बड़ी अच्छी बात है। हम लोग दोनों का आदान प्रदान करेंगे। और नॉलेज एक ऐसी बात होती है कि जितना उसका आदान प्रदान किया जाए वो बढ़ती है। तो मैं समझता हूँ बड़ा अच्छा स्टेप हुआ है। और मैं सारे हमारे स्टूडेंट्स, निम्स के स्टूडेंट्स, हमारे प्रांत के स्टूडेंट्स, हमारे देश के स्टूडेंट्स और साथ में स्लोवानिया के स्टूडेंट्स के लिए, सबके लिए एक बड़ी अच्छी बात है, अच्छी शुरुआत हुई है। मैं इन लोगों का बड़ा आभारी हूँ। और मैंने बताया कल्चर बहुत अच्छा है, बड़ा मिक्स कल्चर है, बड़ा अच्छा कल्चर है, बड़े प्यारे वहाँ के लोग देशवासी हैं, भारतीयों की इज्जत करते हैं। और मैं समझता हूँ कि ये स्टेप बड़ा अच्छा स्टेप रहेगा। हम लोग बड़ा अच्छा कुछ करेंगे इसके लिए।
Thank you very much. I would like to thank you all guests to coming to the News India studio and giving your precious time to us. जैसा कि चेयरमैन डॉक्टर BS तोमर ने कहा कि स्लोवानिया कंट्री के बारे में कितनी खूबसूरत है, कितनी इंडिया के लिए कितनी उनके दिल में सहानुभूति है या प्यार है, इंडिया की तरफ उनको कितना आकर्षित रहते हैं वहाँ के स्टूडेंट। और ख़ास करके जो आज MOU साइन हुआ है निम्स यूनिवर्सिटी और प्राइमर्सका यूनिवर्सिटी के बीच में, उसको लेके स्टूडेंट्स, खास करके जो भारत के स्टूडेंट्स विदेशों में जाके, खासकर स्लोवेनिया जैसी कंट्री में जाके एक्सचेंज प्रोग्राम के तहत जाना चाहते हैं, एक्सपोजर लेना चाहते हैं, उनके लिए एक बहुत कह सकते हैं कि हम सुनहरी आगाज़ है। निम्स यूनिवर्सिटी का एक और महत्वपूर्ण कदम है शिक्षा के क्षेत्र में। इसी के साथ हम आज का ये जो विशेष हमारे मेहमान आए थे उनको धन्यवाद देंगे। और ये
जी बिल्कुल, तो हमारे साथ बस इतना ही, इजाज़त दीजिए, नमस्कार। और बाकी के खबरों के लिए आप देखते रहिए न्यूज़ इंडिया।